Hello everyone, this is my review for Monday Night Raw on September 9th, 2013, and well basically I know I haven't been doing the reviews over the last couple weeks, so basically it's just going to be me discussing how I feel about the whole area where they're going with the Triple H Power Hungry storyline, and because for the most part that's been the focal point of both Raw and SmackDown really over the last couple weeks. You've pretty much had a lot of the show based around the whole Triple H Power Hungry storyline and trying to keep people from helping Daniel Bryan or punishing people or just something in that sense. And the only reason why I think it's working in any way, shape, or form, or I think it's been a good storyline so far, is the aspect that the storyline is just beginning, and also they're incorporating a lot of different superstars within the entire storyline. Such as Dolph Ziggler, Big Show. RVD a little bit in there as well, a little bit of Kofi Kingston and Miz, and the aspect of adding Cody Rhodes in there, and then of course Goldust this week as well. The way they've been presenting it the entire time, I feel that they've been doing a really good job of grasping the emotional aspect towards the Big Show side, where he's forced to do things he really doesn't want to do, even though at the end of the show this week he kind of just turns his back, doesn't knock out Daniel Bryan, so you're expecting some kind of punishment here in the near future for that. The aspect of keeping the superstars that you would consider to be the more vocal ones, who are usually the ones who you would think would be more upright and wanting to talk and go in against this, they're kind of staying quiet in there. So this is why I feel like that storyline's actually been working. And you saw a little bit more of that this week, but they allowed Daniel Bryan. The only big difference was been that Daniel Bryan had always been knocked out, and Randy Orton standing over him at the end of the show for pretty much the last couple of weeks, where they changed it up this week where it looked like it was going that route, and then Daniel Bryan was able to turn the tables as Big Show did decide not to throw the knockout punch this week. So leading into the Night of Champions, I feel like that storyline's been doing really good, even though they're not fully incorporating it into some of the matches so far. Obviously, they're not going to have Big Show going after the tag team titles on the pay-per-view because of the Mark Henry injury. And they haven't announced like Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler or something in that sense. So we'll see if they will announce that for SmackDown, but I feel like they've done a really good job with the Triple H type storyline, where he's trying to show his authority, him just being power hungry and getting what he wants versus anything else. The other storylines I feel like they've been, they've done a pretty good job with it. The Total Divas versus the Divas are on the reality show. It's been somewhat interesting, mainly basically because of what the promo that AJ did a little while ago. The other storyline, of course, that's been doing a really good job with has been the CM Punk storyline with Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel. They've been delivering great promos, and then of course this week with trying to see Paul Heyman try to get himself out of the actual match itself for the Night of Champions, trying to bring in the fake doctor and everything like that. That was a fun little tidbit that goes to the storyline. It definitely plays into Paul's character really good, just on the aspect that he's always trying to weasel his way out of every kind of situation. This is just another attempt in there. And of course, Punk and Heyman's promos leading into this week as well have just been phenomenal. You expect nothing less from them, promo wise and story building wise, from both of them. So they've done a really good job with that. They've also done a really good job with the Triple H storyline, incorporating many superstars in there. If they're only incorporating like one or two other superstars into the storyline, I mean, you have the Shield in there, you have Big Show, you have Dolph Ziggler in there, you've had a little bit of the Miz and RVD going in there, and of course But unfortunately, on the RVD sense, they haven't really been doing a lot of main focus around him and Alberto Del Rio. It's kind of just been mix and match. They did put a little bit more focal point where they're actually, they're trying to that they were trying to get after each other this week, but you hadn't seen much of that leading into that match for the Night of Champions pay-per-view. So that's been one downside of it so far. But yeah, overall with the Triple H storyline, yes, it's been a bit much, but they have been doing a good job of trying to incorporate a lot of different superstars into it, which in my mind makes it work in this case. And of course, with the Paul Heyman, CM Punk, and Curtis Axel storyline right now, that they're doing a really good job of that as well. So all in all, this week's Raw, in general, I felt they again did a pretty decent job of trying to incorporate Triple H in there, throwing the aspect of him being on the Edge's cutting edge show and everything, and then kicking Edge out, showing his power again. That was another nice little touch to it. So overall, going into the pay-per-view, at least with the main storylines, I feel like they've done a really good job. With some of the secondary matches, they haven't really done anything at all going into the pay-per-view. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag. If you would want to get the pay-per-view based on the main storylines, definitely go ahead and do it, because you're definitely getting something good out of it. But if you're looking for a bundle as a whole, I don't know if you'll necessarily get that for the pay-per-view on Sunday. So yeah, that's pretty much my overview and everything for Monday Night Raw. Not just this week, but over the last couple weeks as well. So I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.